Track that is prepped to perfection. Beautiful Chamber of Commerce-like weather and a pro-national feel. Hello, motorcycle fans. Hello, motocross fanatics. Welcome to iconic and legendary Glen Helen Raceway, San Bernardino, California. It is the Stopwatch National. I'm so pumped up to be here. My name is Jack Corpella, and I really want to thank the man sitting next to me, the proud owner of this legendary racing facility, Mr. Bud Feldkamp. But I have to shake your hand and say thank you, because we're talking about Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. My friend, you have done it. Tell me about what we're getting ready to see here today.
Well, this is a spinoff of, well, last year we did a Stopwatch National, and that came about because the pros would come here and practice before the Paula, and I said, well, let's have a race. So we tried that, and sure enough, we had a lot of people participate, and it was a great show. And then Troy and I got together. Troy is a great guy, and he said, well, let's do something together. Let's have a Moto Fest. Let's have something that's, bigger than just a one race. Well, how are we going to get everybody to come? Well, we can put up some money. So
put up some money. You did, by the tune of $100,000. So guys, in the comments, please join me in showing your appreciation and gratitude to a true ambassador of this sport, Mr. Bud Feldkamp. Bud, we take a look now high above your sandbox, as you like to call it, as pros have shown up. And what I think is so cool and so admirable is these factory guys, these pros, they don't just go anywhere. A turnout like this today speaks volumes to how much respect they have for you, how much respect they have for this event. What's that mean to you?
Well, that means a lot. It does mean a lot. It is, a field of dreams. I've been a motocross fan, a racer when I was younger, and a fan for like 40 years. And have Glen Helen, the sandbox, as you say, and have everybody come out and enjoy it. That's what I want. I want everybody to enjoy it. And this commitment this weekend from Troy and from all the staff is they've worked very hard, and it's a real commitment. It's not like they have these free weekends, all these free weekends. We squeeze this in and long hours, but here we are, and we have wonderful weather, and we're very excited about this race.
I love it, and I have a challenge, too, because as we know, the entire pro motocross world is in Southern California right now, and it's not just today. It's also on Saturday, the big payday, and we don't know exactly who's here yet. When we drop the gate with Mark Tilley, we'll find that out, but in practice, we've already spied Colt Nichols, Julian Beaumer. Some of the top teams from Supercross are here, but how many factory guys do you think we're going to see on Saturday?
Well, I don't know, but everybody has told me that they have their contracts so they can't race. Well, I don't buy that. If there's some money up and a guy can make $10,000, he just might show up. And a couple of them have shown up, and hopefully they're going to show up on Saturday in droves.
This is so awesome. Just was handed the qualifying sheet right now, looking at some of the big names. And again, this is just for Thursday. Ryder DeFrancesca here as well. Dare DeMartille, some of the superstars that we see week in, week out. Of course, our own Josh Mosman out there competing. It's going to be very, very exciting. $100,000 at stake. And Bud, one thing I'd like to talk about is it's more than just motocross. MotoFest tomorrow, we've got the Baja sand drags going on, all kind of different stuff. I understand a vintage bike show here. It truly is a celebration of two wheels.
You bet. 4 days on two wheels. That's our motto. And the Baja drags, people ask what a Baja drag is. And be here tomorrow, you'll see what Baja drags are. But it's a drag race. And again, our sponsor, Motobilia, sponsoring that, and the bike show and all that. We appreciate that. All our sponsors we appreciate.
Appreciate's a good word, Bud, because I can't tell you how much each and every one of us appreciate you. Thank you for keeping this great racetrack alive. I talk about it. We're losing too many racetracks across the country. Glen Helen just continues to thrive. So thank you so much to you, your staff, all your sponsors, everything you do. We appreciate it so much. Bud, we're gonna let you go for now and enjoy some of this great event. But earlier, we got to speak with the one and only Josh Mosman, and he talks about how some of these guys are able to bring in their own crates, their own grates, and start just like they would at a pro national. Let's send it down to Josh Mosman.
Today's race that won't be happening on Saturday. It's a run what you brung. $30,000 on the line. 250s, 350s, 450s, and even electric bikes are on the track today for the pro race. $30,000 up for grabs. And we also have the option to run metal starting grates. Now, this is my metal starting grate. All the factory teams have them to practice on. This is what the guys ride on in Supercross. This is what the guys ride on in the Pro Motocross series. And for today's race, you're allowed to bring your own metal starting grate to the line and take off with it for the start. So it's basically helping you guys prep for the Pala National and the Hangtown National coming up. Also, big difference for today, double row start. We have over 40 riders, which means there's going to be 10 or more riders, second row starting arena cross style. So qualifying's coming up first. That'll determine gate pick, and then it's up for grabs. 2 motos, $30,000.
Lots of money being paid out. Joining us in the booth right now from Dirt Bike Magazine, he is our resident superstar test rider, the one and only Mark Tilley. And Mark, what a sight. Look at some of these factory pros. I see Jason Anderson's bike. I see Julian Beaumer's bike. I mean, this is a great event. If you build it, they will come. $100,000 behind me. There's 100,000 reasons to get to Glen Helen this weekend.
Exactly. It's kind of crazy. I mean, you're looking at factory riders showing up, factory riders being here, Bud putting up the money for it to bring these guys here. I mean, there was a line on a Thursday on both sides of Glen Helen trying to get in here. So it's pretty amazing that they're able to do all this. I like you just had the interview with Bud, and it's really kind of monotone Bud, but man, I know he's jumping around on the inside because it's an amazing thing that he's doing. And this down the road, 4 days of two-wheeled sports, you can't ask for very much more. They got everything here, vintage, everything. Like, I don't get excited about very many things at Glen Helen because we do so many things, but man, it's awesome.
I love the mindset. I love the psychology because if you think about it, Mark Tilley, Bud Feldkamp, the entire crew here, they just share this same addiction we have, and that is the love of motorcycles. Because what I think is beautiful is you look at all these racers who just got done with the Supercross season. Well, what do they do with a week off? Do they go home? Do they rest? No, they go racing with a week off. Pro Motocross starts next weekend in Pala. Most of them are here. Most of them have already been practicing. I spoke to the Tie Loop team yesterday, and I said, is everybody aware of this event? They said, oh, yeah, they're all talking about it. So we got a lot to talk about throughout this broadcast.
Oh, well, and like you just said, these guys don't take weekends off. I mean, Dante did it with the two-stroke race. Drake did it with the two-stroke race. Carson Brown is probably sitting here watching, hoping, wishing that he was here. So next year, I think we're going to get Carson here. But, yeah, I mean, it's amazing.
All right, we got a lot to talk about. Share with a friend, drop a comment, let them know we're going to be live, baby, from the roughest, toughest, longest track in the world. Our coverage from the Stopwatch National will be back right after this.
Excited to go to the track? Yeah.
For generations, the passion for riding has been handed down by those we look up to. Riding isn't just a hobby, it's a journey. Start your journey by entering the 2025 Ultimate Ride Sweepstakes. Motosport.com and Yamaha are teaming up to give away a YZ 450F. So what are you waiting for? Your journey begins by entering at motosport.com/win.
This live stream is being brought to you by Troy Lee Designs, the official helmet and gear of the Stopwatch Nationals. Welcome back to a beautiful morning for racing here in Southern California as you take a look high atop Mount St. Glen Helen's here. It is the Stopwatch National, Glen Helen Raceway, San Bernardino, California. Look at that pit area, guys. It is a quasi-pro national on a Thursday morning. How could you ask for more? I'm pumped. I know my co-host over here, Mr. Mark Tilley, is pumped. And take a look at this starting grid. There's Dare DeMartille, factory beta here. The 43. That's Grant Harlan, Julian Beaumer. Let's take a look at this starting grid. This is unbelievable, Mark. We don't even exactly know who all's here just yet. We're going to get a first look as the fans do.
Well, and we actually have the fastest lap, and I think that's how they do it. We were thinking that number 21 was Jason Anderson, but it's not. That's Enzo Timmerman.
Okay,
so apparently, from our sheet that we have right now, and again, this is all unofficial, but Ryder DeFrancisco was the top qualifier.
Amazing.
With a 2:10 lap time. And
that's on a 250, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then Julian Beaumer is second with just tenths of a second behind DeFrancisco. Derek Drake, our buddy from the two-stroke race.
The guy that got us in trouble.
They got us in trouble telling us we didn't know what we were doing. Shout out to Myron from 2X Promotion on that one. The only reason why he knew him is because he's married to his daughter. So he's Derek Drake is back again on that Bar X Yamaha. Colt Nichols on that HEP Suzuki was fourth. And Enzo Timmerman, the guy that we were just talking about, thinking that was Jason Anderson, was fifth in qualifying. So a lot of kind of mix-up in there. I know that the guy Jorge Prada is here. So is Jason Anderson. And so is we saw some of the other guys walking around. They're not actually racing, but they are here spectating. So,
all right, Mark. Well, we'll see exactly who's on the gate as they get staged. We understand they will take more than 40, and that could be the case here on Saturday especially. Don't know if we'll have more than 40 today, but in the case that we do have more than 40, it'll be an arena cross type start, which I know is never something that some of the back of the pack guys like. I can't imagine what it's like starting in that roost, but hey, at least you get a shot at the big money being paid out today because the winner's walking away with $10,000, and we know how important cubic dollars are in motorsports. That's a nice little bonus.
Exactly. Well, and not only is this thing happening today, like Bud was talking about, this is happening again on Saturday, and it's a designated 250 class and 450 class. So it looks like for today in qualifying, we have 42 riders. These guys can bring their start gate like Mosman was telling us about in that feature. They can bring their starting gate. They can bring all that stuff. Or they can just start straight off of the ground. I would imagine the starting grid would be a pretty big advantage. But, hey, you never know. I mean, Josh Mosman, speaking of Josh Mosman, and you're on the MXA YouTube channel right now, Josh Mosman came across the line in qualifying in 11th.
Wow.
So at a 215, 268, he would be in the money. Not only a little bit of money, a substantial amount of money.
That's why I mean this in all seriousness, Mark. I'm surprised you're not chomping at the bit to get out there on Saturday. It pays out the 20th, I think.
Yeah, but the best part is I get to look at that sheet ahead of time to see who those guys are. And I'm 47 years old. I don't need to try to go that fast anymore. And it's just not fun to me. So there's and then again, I get to be up here in the booth with you, hanging out, and
that's true. Why would you ever want to forget that?
Exactly,
right?
And making the big bucks, just making tons of money.
Speaking of big bucks, big money, it takes a lot of money to pull an event like this off, and we want to thank all of our great sponsors here with us, and that includes Troy Lee Designs, Motobilia, SIDI, Motosport.com, Motocross Action Magazine, Dirt Bike Magazine, Cycle Drag, High Torque Media Group, L&N Media Services, Yamaha Pro Circuit, Toyota. Thank you guys so much. We'll hit you all throughout the weekend. We got some special promo codes, some people to thank. We also want to thank ASV Levers. Get this, Mark, $400 going out to the whole shot. in all the pro categories here this weekend. That is big. More money in the pocket. What I think is so cool, the opportunity this presents for privateers, because some of these privateers probably see Juju and others, and they're probably like, shut up, Mark and Jack, quit inviting factory guys up here, because really it's an opportunity for them to cash in and earn some money heading into this motocross season that maybe a lot of these guys, talking to them yesterday, it is such a dog-eat-dog world out there in Supercross. A lot of them didn't make all the night shows. A lot of them didn't qualify for all the events. So they can come here to Glen Helen and be the superstars. Like you look at a guy like Ryder DeFrancesco, who didn't get a whole lot of attention in Supercross, definitely bona fide stud, but he's got the opportunity to win 10 grand here today.
Exactly, and I think that some of these riders that were hurt, like a rider, I believe he got hurt during the Supercross season, some of the other guys that I saw out there, some of the guys that are changing from, like Parker Ross was on the SLR Honda team for Supercross. I don't think SLR Honda is doing outdoors when it comes to the Pro Motocross Nationals, and now he's switched to the Bar X team. So there's opportunities for these guys, and I think it's great that the factory guys are showing up, because some of these privateers, they might not make the money because a factory guy shows up, but they'll be able to judge their speed off of the guys that they're going to be racing in a week and a half. So I like it for that reason, and it looks like lining up. I don't think we have extra people. I think there's 42 gates on this line. Well, it looks like there might be one or two extra guys behind. So,
well, important thing to keep in mind is we just qualified. And I got to give a big shout out to Glen Helen and the professional staff here, because they're proving me wrong. I figured we'd be about 10, 15 minutes behind. They are starting right here on time. But maybe some of the people that just rolled off the track that are looking at this more of as a practice, if you're qualified 41st, 42nd, aren't going to take a shot at it. But nonetheless, it's a pretty stacked gate. This is going to be a heck of a race, especially when we drop this thing and head into my favorite start in all of motocross, Talladega Turn. It is wild. It is a drag strip. It is always unpredictable, and you guys have a front row seat. So, again, out there in YouTube land, MXA YouTube channel, share this with all your friends. Drop us a comment down below. Let us know where you're watching from. How can you beat live pro motocross on a Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon on the East Coast? But who cares? I know we got people watching from all different countries and all points beyond.
Well, and like we always say, it's great that this kind of technology is here, because you get to see it. And today we are going to take a break between first moto and second moto. So there is that in there that you got to keep staying attuned to the Motocross Action YouTube channel. You might want to subscribe to it, because I believe it will give you a notification when we go live again. So, again, Motocross Action's YouTube channel, subscribe to that so you stay up to date. They release videos all the time, test bike videos, fun videos like this, live feed. There will be another live feed later on today, and then a live feed again on Saturday. So lots of stuff coming with the Motocross Action YouTube channel. And there we're looking right in the middle. That orange helmet is the managing editor, test rider extraordinaire for Motocross Action, Josh Mosman, going up against some of the fastest riders in the world.
I'm surprised Josh hasn't called his brother Michael. Will we see Michael Mosman out there on the gate on Saturday? I don't know. I don't know who we're going to see, but guys, the card is up and we are closing in on a start. It is time to go racing from a beautiful morning from Southern California. Let's get this pro motocross season started. Some of the top talent in the world getting set, getting mentally focused as the card is down. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Gates down as we race into Talladega Turn. Who will get the first ASV whole shot of the morning? We are stacked. Colt Nichols, Twisted T Suzuki out in front. Great job by him.
Somebody going on the inside.
We got somebody down already, and we'd worry about that. Let me let you guys know, too, and Mark can speak more to this. This track is different. It's changed.
Another rider down.
Another rider down. Gary, the longtime national track builder, is here. He has thrown some twists. He has thrown some turns.
That looks like a Bar X Yamaha in second. That's Zimmerman in third. Colt Nichols out front. That is the number, number 39 of I can't see what's on his bike, but that is Colt Nichols out front. Colt is definitely one of those guys that can get a start out front and just check out. He kind of, in Supercross, he's one of those guys that, he's riding around in 6th, 7th place, finishes around the top 10, but he's fast. So he's definitely going to, if he can get out there and just take off, this will be a great day for Colt.
Very fast, that Twisted T. Factory Suzuki with a kickstart, mind you, is making some serious horsepower, looking good. And, Mark, this speaks to my point earlier. You look at a guy like Colt Nichols, maybe didn't have the spotlight all season long in Supercross. He can come out here, get a good start, and if he can hang on to this thing wire to wire, he can be the big hero of the day and go home with $10,000 courtesy of Glen Helen. But, boy, we've got a long way to go.
Oh, it looks like we're getting rumors that there's a red flag.
Oh, no.
This is definitely not going to make Colt happy, but he got that Twisted T bike. Yep, a red flag. So we're going to a red flag. They're going back to rack them back up.
What this means for the casual fans out there is there's a medical situation on the track, and they have decided to restart this race, so we will start over. That effectively was just a practice lap. We hope this rider who's down is okay. We do know we have a tremendous medical staff tending to that here at Glen Helen, so we'll give you more information as we can. Of lesser importance, as Mark just mentioned, bad news for Colt Nichols, who appeared to have a significant lead already. That one's a mulligan, that one's a do-over, and sometimes, unfortunately, this does happen in pro racing.
I believe that was one of the riders coming down the hill. We don't have anything on who the rider is yet, but that was one of the riders coming down Mount St. Helen, I believe at the bottom of the hill, right underneath the Yamaha bridge. But yeah, and these guys are rack up. This is going to be a full restart. There's no going to a staggered start or anything like that. So these guys are going to rack back up, and these guys they kind of got their juices flowing and they're ready to go now.
Yes, it does, so stay with us. I see all 1,200 of you watching live. Thank you guys so much. Don't go anywhere. Share this with a friend. In fact, I'm going to share it with a few friends while we're down right now. And, again, one thing that I want to say about the injured rider is in these situations, I always point out this is why you have to wear top-of-the-line safety gear, which is mandated out here. These riders have the best helmets on, the best gloves, boots, gear, and that is where it becomes so beneficial. And, again, thoughts and prayers out to that rider right now. As soon as we get some information, we'll let you know. Not the start we were hoping for, but we'll hope everything's cleared up quickly. We'll get you an update, and we'll drop the gate once again. Now, Mark, take me inside the mind of a racer. You're Colt Nichols right now. How do you do it again?
I'm mad right now, but, you definitely want those guys to be safe out there, and you don't want to be running around and having a rider on the ground. But you just got to re-rack. I mean, it's kind of a little bit of an adrenaline dump, but now it's time to – these guys are professionals. Like, it's harder for an amateur guy to do it, but these guys are professionals. They can make it happen.
Also, we want to remind you, motosport.com. Use this QR code. Enter your email, and you will receive a code that will get you $20 off of a $100 spend or more, plus free shipping at motosport.com. Also, don't forget about SIDI. We got a code coming up for them as well. We're talking $100 off a pair of boots. SIDI makes excellent boots. Mark, I might have to jump in on that. Get myself.
They're awesome.
There we go.
The Crossfire. I think this is the XC. So this is the kind of the economical line. But I've been testing these and riding in these. I prefer the Crossfire sole replacement ones. There's a little bit more protection with it, but this is the same kind of technology. I've been running SIDI boots for 20-plus years. I love them.
If Mark Tilley says run them, you can't go wrong. And again, everybody watching at home right now, this is a great time. You can actually pull out your phone, take a picture of that QR code, and you'll get $100 off. So when we give you these discounts, please take advantage, because not only do we save you money, but you also help support the people that are supporting this live broadcast. And we can't thank Motosport and SIDI enough right now. So again, here's the deal you don't want to miss. Scan that QR code, and you will lock in SIDI X Power SC boots for $299.99. Guys, that's $100 off. Mark, my birthday is coming up in September. Is there any possible way Dirt Bike Magazine could maybe hook me up with a set of 10.5s?
I think maybe we might be able to figure something out. We might need to get you out to do some test riding or something. Like, I think I said bring some gear. You just got a brand new Beta. I brought a Beta 390. Ron Lawson has a Beta 390 in the back of his truck right now, waiting for you to do some test riding. So it's definitely, we can figure that out. And again, SIDI and the guys at Motorsports, they're bringing this to you that you got to remember to support the people that support you. Like, it's a good thing to be able to do that, because if you don't support them, they're not going to be here to support you. And if you're at the track right now, there's a bunch of vendors here. You have to check out, if you're a cheeseburger guy, you got to check out Smashburger. We will definitely, in the breaks, be participating with the Smashburger consumption for sure. So that is Wada, I believe, right there, that went down. It's a great thing that he's back up.
Oh,
it looks like
goodness.
he's kind of slow to get back up. I doubt he's going to go right back to the line, but I believe that is RJ Wada. He qualified 27th for this. A local guy, does a lot of the endurance races that Glen Helen puts on. Again, Glen Helen puts on an event every single weekend, multiple events, and this is he does a lot of the endurance series stuff. So glad to see him okay. Now we'll be able to see if Colt Nichols is able to do that, do another hole shot on his Twisted T HEP Suzuki. I believe that bike is tuned, or the motors on that bike are done by our buddy Jamie at Twisted Development.
Oh, you better not give away too much. Some of these guys have some serious speed secrets out there as we get racked and stacked again, and we welcome in this tremendous live audience. Thank you guys so much for joining us as the 30-second card out once again. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting closer and closer, and we'll see, can Colt Nichols do it again on that Twisted T factory Suzuki? Had a major hole shot and a major lead, but now as we flip this, we talked about what's going through Colt Nichols' head. For everybody else, this is another opportunity. This is a second chance. What did I do wrong? What can I do better right here, right now?
Yeah, and there is some people that are lined up behind the gate. So there's definitely people that are – we have more than 42 riders. So I believe one of those cowies is Trevor Stewart.
Oh, Trevor Stewart, another top talent. A lot of local talent here. We are set to go. Who will get the hole shot? Gates down as we race into Talladega turn. It's a football field wide open. Can Colt Nichols do it again? That Suzuki making some big-time horsepower. He is 2-4-2 on the day. We should have taken him down to Pomona and had him drag race today, because right now he's got the straight line skills mastered. Can he check out once again?
Yeah, kickstart Colt.
Kickstart Colt, but here comes the 21 of Enzo. He knows right now timing is imperative. Time is of the essence. You can't let Colt get away.
So those are the same three guys that got the start in the first moto. Whoever was in second on that, I believe it's a Bar X Yamaha. He was in second on the first one, but it looks like Timmerman got out there. So now this is an interesting dynamic as well. Colt Nichols, seasoned professional. Enzo Timmerman, I believe he's what we would consider an amateur professional. He's in his last, so he'll go to Loretta Lynn's and all that this year, and then he'll turn full-time pro halfway through next year, or maybe the beginning of next year. And he's on the Team Green support program, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that's how it shapes out for right now.
What a race we are witnessing here. It'll be 30+1 as a lot of these top athletes get ready for the start of the pro motocross season next week in Palo. What a better way to practice right now, and I can guarantee you, practice isn't the right word. They may call it that, but right now they are in race mode, striving for $10,000, and Colt Nichols is the man to beat. This field is stacked. We'll continue to run it down. Here's my big question. Who talked Enzo into running 21 on a Kawasaki today? That's kind of like...
That's his number that he runs all the time. But
did the great Jason Anderson have anything to say about it? It's kind of like showing up to a Patriots game with number 12 not being Brady, right? What's going on? That's okay. Hey, to each his own, but you better bring it hard if you're going to be 21 on a Kawasaki, and right now he is.
So it looks like after the first lap, we got Colt Nichols out front, Enzo Timmerman in second, Dakota Bender in third on that Yamaha, Ryder DeFrancisco in fourth, and Derek Kelly rounding out the top five.
And Mark, we're getting our first look at that tabletop. Carl Sandahl, this is one of his features. Normally it's just a modest tunnel jump. They are skying it up over the tunnel jump here this weekend.
Yeah, and that's one of those things to where you look at it and you go, okay, this is Glen Helen. Guys that come here all the time are going to have a little bit of an advantage. They changed this track drastically for this race, and it's a thing to where not only do they change the layout of the track, like that new section off to your left is new, some of the stuff down in the middle is new, but they put lips on these jumps that will completely scare the average rider. I mean, I was out here on Sunday for a SRA Grand Prix and had to go over some of this stuff, and yeah, I wasn't jumping them. That's for sure. So it's definitely, there is, I guess, the advantage if you have the dirt, but you know, they are making the jumps bigger, like the one that you said across the start straight that drops you into the start straight. That jump is huge now. So lots of cool stuff going on.
Gotta love it, guys. That's why this place is known as the roughest, toughest track. As we saw Enzo maybe get a little sideways there. It looks like he might have clipped one of the when they build this track, when they set the dozers out there, there's some hard lips, some hard edges that riders can find on the first couple laps. Thank goodness everything okay over there, though. They did bring back some new obstacles, though. The triple step up is back. A lot of high rollers out there. The hip jump, as they like to call it, is back. It's going to be very, very challenging this weekend at Glen Helen, something that I know a lot of these top teams are looking forward to.
Well, and Timmerman not letting Colt Nichols get away. So the Team Green Kawasaki Monster Energy, I believe Pro Circuit Kawasaki does a lot of the Team Green stuff. So they're out front. I believe that's that might be Derek Kelly on the Bar X Yamaha right there. Derek, we know from doing some off-road events on the NGPC side, and we get to talk about Derek a lot on the at dirtbikemagazine.com. So again, that huge jump coming back in, I believe that would be Derek's teammate, and that's Dakota Bender coming across.
It is 30+1 here this morning, 2-moto format. Again, we want to thank Bud Feldkamp so much for reaching into his pocket, ladies and gentlemen. $10,000 is what the winner will get today. We're paying all the way down to 20th place. 20th place will take home $200. So every single position out there on the racetrack, they are fighting for a payday today. And this is just the warm-up for the big bucks that will be getting paid out on Saturday, which is why if there is anybody watching on their cell phone down there in Paula or anywhere else practicing, all you pros, I'm talking to you, Jet, I'm talking to you, Hayden Deegan, get here on Saturday.
Yeah, and actually talking to some of those top pros, we just saw a glimpse of Julian Beaumer right there on the Red Bull KTM coming into screen, and I believe he is just past Derek Kelly for 4th. So his next person in line would be Dakota Bender. And I believe he is also on a Bar X Yamaha, but don't quote me on that one.
Well, I think Julian's such a great story as we look at him. And, Mark, this is a point that I think is driven home. I was a little bit concerned, just knowing the way factory teams are, would factory guys be allowed to do this? Because, whoa, look at them skying it up out there. Because you would think a lot of the factories may say, hey, anything that's not Supercross or Pro Motocross, we can't risk injury. Well, talking to Lori Wilson here yesterday, she brought up a good point. They're going to be out there practicing anyway. So why not come out and take a shot at the big money? And, oh, yeah, by the way, this isn't just any event. This is Glen Helen, one of the most legendary and iconic tracks of all time.
Yeah, no, and I think you're right. I mean, there might be some people that this would be a great thing for. I know Jason Anderson's here and Barsh is here and Brock Tickle was here. I think Brock was one of the top guys from last year and doing lots of testing for Kawasaki. But for some of those guys that have been hurt and made it to where they haven't been racing, they haven't had any gate drops, this is a perfect example for them to come out, maybe make a little bit of money, and get some gate drops. And so I was wrong. Julian hadn't passed the Bar X Yamahas. Those guys are holding their own against factory guys.
And we are banging bars already. Great racing. 23 minutes to go before we throw the white flag. A beautiful day, 67 comfortable degrees here in California. And look at this battle. Bar to bar we go, and the pass is made. That, the 39 of Bender, I do believe. Is that the battle for 4th we're taking a look at there?
Yeah, that's I believe
battle for third.
Yeah, I think that's Derek Kelly moving into third, moving Bender back, and then Julian Beaumer is right on top of that. So, and we did get, I got a confirmation that we were right about the Enzo Timmerman and being on Team Green. Ryan D'Erico, one of the staff members at Motocross Action Magazine, did let us know, and he's engulfed in this because he's got kids that ride and all that kind of stuff. So you see him out at the track with all of his kids and with the MXA hats and stuff like that. So thanks for that and confirming that. I guess he also won an SMX Next race this year, and 4 podiums out of 5 rounds. So he's used to riding up front.
He's
so
the man.
Thanks for that information, Ryan. And so now we got Beaumer that we know he's able to run the pace with some of the fastest guys in the world. So it's really impressive that Derek Kelly and Bender are able to stay in front of Beaumer for now 3 laps.
Yeah, indeed. And keep in mind our top qualifier out there, Ryder D, someone to watch as well. And in terms of Enzo running the 21, if Jason does show up, who's going to put an X on that bike? See, I was always the X man. I was always the slow guy in motocross. I was the king of 16X, 935X, but we may have to put an X on somebody. Colt Nichols looking to put an X on the field because he continues to lead. I don't want to jinx him, but this is a very interesting, compelling story that we have to talk about. Suzuki, the only bike out there that is not electric start. If that thing would shut off, you got to believe disastrous here on the long motos.
Yeah, because you know that if that is that twisted development motor that's in that bike, you know it's got high compression in it. But again, Timmerman not letting him get away. Like, those two are checking out from the rest of the field. And I don't know, it doesn't look like he's losing any power or losing any ground to Nichols going up the hill. But Timmerman, I'm not sure if he's on a 450 or a 250. Him coming out of the amateur ranks, I know he's used to riding a 250, but if he's on a 250, that's a really fast 250, because I know that's a really fast RMZ. But, you know, I ride the Cowie 450 a lot and get to ride the Cowie 250 as well. Both great motorcycles. And I know that the crew at Team Green and Pro Circuit have that bike, whether it be a 250 or a 450, running really great.
And check this out. Juju getting by Bender, but Bender not ready to settle, still putting a Yamaha fender on that orange KTM. Nice move by Juju to move into 4th. And you can see already, look at the braking bumps. Look at how rough this track is getting. And out here on the West Coast, it's not even 11 a.m. yet. You think this place is known as being rough and tumble for good reason. Julian starting to make a move, and he's got plenty of time. Still 19 minutes remaining before we throw the white flag. Right now, taking a look at the live timing and scoring, though, Colt Nichols, who finished 13th this year in 450 Supercross, really pulling away.
Well, and if you look at it, Derek Kelly was able to get around Dakota earlier and then kind of pulled out a gap, but Beaumer has got around Dakota and Bender and kind of pulled now, making that gap a lot smaller and pulling up on the back wheel of Derek Kelly. So if he can keep that forward momentum going, he's definitely got some time to make up. But right now it looks like we got Colt Nichols out front, Timmerman in 2nd, Kelly in 3rd, Bender in 4th, Beaumer in 5th, Pape in 6th, Harlan in 7th, Gardner in 8th, Swartz in 9th, and Dare DeMartell rounding out the top 10 on that factory beta.
Some big stories back there. We do have some racers on the move. Keep an eye on Grant Harlan. Don't sleep on him. He's out of the Rock River Yamaha team, set up with the big display here, had a great Supercross season, and he continues to get quicker and quicker as well. The Gardner that you mentioned, that's actually Carlin Gardner's brother, Bryson, part of the factory beta team with us here this weekend. Dare DeMartell's teammate. Bryson is just unbelievably fast.
Well, and wasn't Carlin saying something about he had his brother for a lap? Or I mean, that beta factory rig, I think, is here. Like, where's he at? How come he didn't suit up?
Well, Benny Bloss did mention that, I think, 6 or 7 times just to drive it home to Carlin. Are you sure you got your brother for 3 laps on the record. It would be great to see those guys out there. Like I said, you never know who you're going to see on Saturday. I don't know if that factory beta rig is already in SoCal running Paula. I know they're running spot appearances on the outdoors, but if they are here, by all means, come out. And not only am I calling out the factory racers, I'm calling out the fans. If you live in the state of California, Nevada, Arizona, anywhere near here, Bud Feldkamp is putting on a quasi-pro national where we're going to see racing like this. Come out and support him.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's bringing live now 3 live stream events. The two-stroke World Championship that we just did on Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube. This that you're watching on Motocross Action's YouTube, which is MotoFest, and there will be more live stream through the weekend. And then also the Vet World Championships, the W Vet World Championships will be live streamed as well on Motocross Action's YouTube. So make sure you subscribe to their YouTube. Stay up to date with everything. And again, with Cycle Drag and Dirt Bike Magazine's YouTube as well, because we'll be streaming live stuff as well.
Subscribe to them all. I'm going to take it a step further. Notifications on, bell on. We'll keep you updated. As the bell is on right now on this battle, the heat is on. You're watching the battle for third. Kelly and Bender duking it out. Looks like somebody throwing a yellow out there, coming up on a caution incident. As you take a look right now, as apparently we got word from race control, perhaps unofficial at this time. Maybe somebody throwing a black flag out there. We'll see. Don't know why a black flag would be thrown at this point, Mark, but we will try to get you an update on that situation as soon as we can. We know that there has been a lot of talk in the world. I'm sure you followed the big story with Ty Davis at our last race that we called incident. Ty appealed to the AMA and got the win.
Got that overturned.
Overturned.
And that's one of the great things about all of this stuff. What we're saying is it's one of those things to where what we're saying is all officially unofficial. And that's the great part about having AMA, the main AMA office as a part of it. It's kind of a checks and balance. They looked at it and said, hey, you know what? We think that was okay because there was other people that do it. And it kind of takes the guessing out of it. So it's definitely nothing against the series or anybody that made that decision on the actual day of the event. There might have been more information that was held out. Oh, we got a rider down.
Oh, no.
In the new rhythm section that they put in. Looks like he was kind of moving around, so nice to see. But again, Timmerman not letting Nichols go.
No.
I mean, Colt's probably up there going, who is this kid, and can he just go away?
This is where we get to test Colt Nichols' conditioning out there with his Twisted Tea, HEP Motorsports Suzuki. Big round of applause from our pink-haired, talented flag lady out there who did such a great job. Got the goggles on. You need those on as short.
I had to double check and make sure that wasn't Bob Tryon from Stony Socks out there, because he sometimes does his mohawk in pink like that. So we had to make sure that wasn't Bob.
Super cool. As Colt Nichols tries to add to his impressive resume, we'll see if he can hang on. Keep an eye on this battle for third, too, as this one just continues to heat up between Kelly and Bender. Oh, here comes the 23 of Beaumer. Beaumer putting some heat on him, excuse me.
Yeah, but he hasn't been able to. I thought that Beaumer would be able to bridge that gap a lot faster to Derek Kelly, but I mean, that's pretty impressive. Derek and the BarX Yamaha team going up against factory level riders, and I believe the BarX team, again, the motors are tuned by Jamie at Twisted Development. I could be wrong, but I believe he is on a BarX Yamaha, and he is then Jamie would be the one doing that.
We're going to have to get the text line open to our friend Jamie, who I don't know has time to sleep. I see him everywhere. He's telling me he's got headquarters in Florida now, headquarters in California. He's all over the place. We love Twisted Development. They've scored a lot of wins here at Glen Helen Raceway. The question is, who's going to score the big money win today? Will it be Colt Nichols, your 2023 AMA 450 Supercross Rookie of the Year? The man's no rookie. Born in 94, turned pro in 2013. He's been around the block, and this would be one of the big ones for him. As I, again, give you a look at the payout today. Keep this in mind, too, that, let's be honest, what do we see so often out there on practice days? Guys kind of settle for positions. Nobody's going to settle for positions today, because listen to the gap between the disparity between payout. First place, 10 grand. Second place, 5 grand. So there's a $5,000 difference right now between what the Kawasaki and Suzuki riders are fighting for. Third place, $3,000. Fourth place, $1,900. Fifth place, $1,500. And all the way back to 20th place, who will get $200. But every single position is extra money. And that's why the fight is on for the next 12 minutes and 38 seconds plus one. Already hitting some lap traffic as well. That tells you how fast these riders are going. I can't believe it. And as I said, Mark, I know you got to be chomping at the bit to get out there and get a taste of this racetrack. How long has it been since you hit the triple here at Glen Helen Raceway?
1999.
That was back when were you alongside Travis and Ricky?
I was. I think I was the only rider on a KTM to qualify for the 99 125 National here, or the 2000 National. I'm getting old, so I don't remember, but the jumps were a lot bigger than I'm willing to do now. So it's definitely a little bit different. But yeah, and that jump, that uphill triple was insanely big.
And it is insanely big here this weekend.
So I got...
Whoa, look at this. That great shot there by our camera crew with L&N Productions. That's just amazing what Carl did with that modest tunnel jump that we saw. I mean, that thing is
amazing. And I just got word that Derek Kelly is not on a Bar X Yamaha. Myron was telling me that... texted him and said that he's not on one of his bikes. So Derek Kelly might be on just a privateer Yamaha. So that's even more impressive, being able to run on a privateer Yamaha with no major team behind you, and he's running with factory guys.
And right now you're taking a close look at the 43 of Grant Harlan out of Gizmo Mods, Rock River Yamaha. So glad to have them here. He is a top 20 runner and 450 Supercross as he gets ready for the impending motocross season. Here's something they're not used to from Supercross, and that's 22 stories high up and down the elevation of Mount St. Glen Helens here. And then this is what really separates the men from the boys, the ability to grab a handful downhill. I mean, these guys are roosting downhill, down 22 stories. Unbelievable to me what they're able to do.
The mindset behind that is you treat it downhill like it's an uphill. You try to go as fast as you possibly can, because there is a lot of people that will shut off, and just a little bit of lifting on that throttle coming down that hill is going to make a huge difference by the bottom, and you can make up a bunch of time.
I hate to call you out, Mark. I kind of put that comment the same way as people say it's easy to be a millionaire. Just be a millionaire. You can say it all you want. Full throttle down the hill, I'm scared. Just that one, it's easy to say. Being out there on a 450, somebody had a funny post on Facebook the other day. They said, has anybody ever put a 450 in fifth on a racetrack before and pinned it? I don't know. These bikes are so scary fast. That's why I have so much respect for you, all these racers out there. When I'm going downhill, I'm just trying to hang on.
Yeah. And that's what separates these guys from the average guy.
Amen.
They can flip that switch at the top of the hill and just grab a handful and go for it.
Taking a look at another factory beta racer right there, Derek DeMartille. We'll have to get an update from him, too. He keeps talking about how this is a contract year, hopes to get re-signed. He's done a lot, scored beta their first NGPC win last season, and he continues to battle nose-to-tail with Dante Oliveira. Dante, by the way, texted Bobby D and said, where you guys at? They had already committed to an event this weekend, unfortunately, and I just threw it out there. I'm a little troublemaker. I said, are you sure? Are you sure? Did you see these payouts? Did you see this Saturday payout? Are you sure? So who knows if we see them, but it's great to see factory beta here as well. And Mark, you can speak to this. I mean, the last couple seasons, Beta has really carved out their place as a legitimate, bona fide player in any racing sanction.
Oh, yeah. No, they're putting and it's great to see a company like Beta come in and do this kind of stuff. I know at some of the off-road events, they're raffling off, or you can enter to win betas, just like what we're seeing with Dare right here. But, yeah, Dare always a threat to win no matter where he goes, and it's nice to see these companies. We got Beta, we got Triumph, we got Troy Lee down in his pit has the brand new Ducati on display, so it's definitely a really cool thing to see a lot of these manufacturers coming in.
And how about this? This is on demand from the comments. Drake running 19th, Mosman running 30th. Remember, guys, you can get the live timing and scoring any time that you want it right here on the web. What website is this? This is results.
Glen Helen.
Go to the Glen Helen website. That's a great companion for you. Sometimes if we're not shouting out guys that maybe, how's my friend doing in the back of the pack or whatever, you can get on there and get the live timing and scoring pulled up right alongside this live broadcast. That's what we like to do. And again, we please ask you to share this around anytime you can, because how great is it? Live motocross on a Thursday morning. I just can't get over it.
It's amazing. And live motocross, and this isn't your local pros. These are, factory supported guys. Lots of guys out front. Nichols is definitely part of the factory Suzuki squad out there. We did get an update from Myron Short, one of the owners of the Bar X Yamaha team. And in this race, if we're talking about any other Yamahas other than Swartz, Ross, and Drake, they're not on a Bar X Yamaha. So I went down there and saw that they had a bunch of guys. So if I'm wrong on if you're not a Bar X Yamaha rider and we've told people that you are, then come up and let us know who your sponsors are, because it's showing me that Derek Drake is on a KTM, the AEO KTM, and I know that's not true. So thanks to Myron for that. And he was telling me that Derek Drake went down early. That's why he was up front and then kind of went backwards.
Well, it's a long day. It's a two-moto format, so a lot can still happen. Colt Nichols continues his wire-to-wire performance. Already 2 hole shots on the day. We'll have to talk to our friends from ASV. I don't think he'll get double money for those 2 hole shots, but he probably would like to cash in on. Who knows? Maybe ASV will say, there you go, Colt. You guys are awesome. So you can't beat that.
And it looks like Colt Nichols out front by about 2 seconds. His last lap, lap 11, was a 2:14, and Timmerman in second was a 2:15. So Timmerman may be feeling some of the not used to these longer half-hour motos. This is a half-hour plus a lap, so maybe not used to charging that long when it comes to some of the amateur races. There's more of a sprint than a full-out kind of 30-minute moto like this. So, but Colt Nichols looking really good out front, asserting some of that dominance that Colt has been known for in the past. So, but Enzo Timmerman making that Team Green Kawasaki look great.
Yes, indeed. And what is so cool is we're here in Southern California in the home of the factories. I think we'll see a lot of factory employees here on Saturday cheering on their favorite rider. As for Colt Nichols, and another thing that is a big sign of pride out here in SoCal is I'm surprised none of the local boys are leading this thing. Remember, Colt comes from Oklahoma, big outdoor racer, so many tough tracks in that state. He is representing well for the Midwest out here. You're talking about a guy who was your 2021 Monster Energy AMA Supercross 250 East champion. He has got it done, but certainly I'm going to say it against all these competitors, this would have to be one of the biggest wins of his career if he can hang on and do it.
Yeah, it's definitely it's a nice feather in his cap. I would say a Supercross championship is a little bit better, a little bit more prestigious than this. Unfortunately, the next year Colt broke his arm or wrist really bad, maybe even both of them, at the opening round at Anaheim, so he wasn't able to really defend that championship. But I met Colt when he was racing in Costa Rica. I went down there with my buddy Casey Huntley and Tyler Bowers, and we were giving him a bad time about beating Bowers and asserting his dominance over Bowers. So it's going to be great to talk to him on the line, and he's kind of had an up and down career, the heights of winning championships at the prestigious level and then kind of getting hurt that next time. But I know that coming up, he spent a lot of time with Justin Bogle and Robbie Renard at the Renard training facility there in Oklahoma, and Robbie Renard, a legend coming out of Oklahoma. So I know that he's got a really good pedigree. Whoa, kind of getting a little bit off the bike there, but Colt making that Suzuki look good here at Glen Helen.
Yes, indeed, guys. As we are 3 minutes away from the white flag, can Colt Nichols hang on behind him. Somebody who is trying to represent California turf. That is Enzo Temmerman. Mark, you want to feel old? Are you ready to feel old? Temmerman, born in 2007. I got socks from 2007. I bet Colt Nichols does too. But right now, it's his show as that kickstart HEP Twisted T Suzuki continues to make its way around Glen Helen quicker than anybody. Running into some lap traffic, though, already. That's amazing to me how quickly they were able to find traffic here on this long race course. 2 minutes left to go, and guys, we're just getting started. Big weekend. This is all a part of MotoFest. We're going to have a second moto coming up live on the MXA channel as well, so don't miss that. We may take some breaks in between. We'll be doing something on the Racing Jack YouTube channel. Who knows, even Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube. We're going to hit them all. We're going to give as much exposure as we possibly can to this great event over the next 4 days, so get subscribed to everything.
So in right now, running order, it's Colt Nichols out front, Enzo Timmerman in second, Julian Beaumer in third, Derek Kelly in fourth, Dylan Schwartz, which is a Bar X Yamaha rider, in fifth, Grant Harlem in sixth, Bryson Gardner in seventh, Dakota Bender in eighth, Lux Turner in ninth, and Dare DeMartell rounding out the top 10. And it looks like Dakota Bender, we got a little bit of update on him. He's on a Simi Valley Cycle O'Neill Dubach Racing backed Yamaha. So we got a little bit of a update on that. So it's definitely lots of fun.
There is the white flag. It is out. It is thrown. 1 to go for Colt Nichols as he gets closer and closer to beginning his day with a big number 1. We'll see if he can do it, guys. $10,000 is what's at stake. Big congratulations to Colt. We'll see possibly if his teammates show up on Saturday. Shout out to if Kyle Chisholm is watching. If the one and only Ken Roxon is out there watching, we'd love to have you up here in the booth. And I know Kyle Chisholm would like to come out here and win some money. Last lap here, ladies and gentlemen, Glen Helen Raceway. What an awesome day for racing it is. And like I said, we're so happy that you're watching us on the Motocross Action YouTube channel. We hope that you can be here in person for Moto number 2. If not, get here tomorrow for a full day of Baja Drags, bike show, and then, of course, the big boy on Saturday. It will feel even more so like a Pro National. It is a Pro National here on Saturday with a total of $100,000 being paid out. Nichols, Temmerman, Beaumer has worked his way up to third, so a big feather in the cap of the factory KTM guys. Kelly in fourth, Schwartz in fifth, Grant Harlan, who I said was on the move, up to sixth, Bryson Gardner now up to seventh, Bender in eighth, Turner in ninth, and Dare DeMartell holding down the top 10. But right now, it has been the day of this man, the former 250 Supercross champion, looking to put $10,000 in his pocket. What a great start he's off to. If you're just joining us, scored the first hole shot of the day, jumped out to a big lead. The race was quickly red flagged. We had to restart it, and then it was like an instant replay because Colt Nichols did it again, and he is on rails so far as he looks to come across victorious here in Moto number 1, our first race of this celebration of speed, this celebration of this great sport known as motocross from one of the most famous tracks in the world. Couple more turns left to go, and Colt Nichols will be able to take it back to the pits, wash it, and get ready for Moto number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to your first winner of the weekend. Checkers for Team Suzuki's Twisted T HEP 4.5. Colt Nichols coming off victorious. Congratulations to him. Enzo on the Kawasaki right behind him. I believe Julian Beaumer, came home in third. We'll give you that official update here in just moments. And, of course, we will talk to all of our podium finishers out there. There is Juju on the factory KTM. I believe he's coming home. I think that's your top 3 right there. Nichols, Temmerman, Beaumer, Suzuki, Kawasaki, KTM. We will sort it all out, and we will talk with them. Don't go anywhere. This live coverage of the Stopwatch National will be back right after this.
Excited to go to the track?
Yeah.
Yeah?
For generations, the passion for riding has been handed down by those we look up to. Riding isn't just a hobby, it's a journey. Start your journey by entering the 2025 Ultimate Ride Sweepstakes. Motosport.com and Yamaha are teaming up to give away a YZ 450F. So what are you waiting for? Your journey begins by entering at motosport.com/win.
This live stream is being brought to you by Glen Helen Raceway. Feel the speed. Welcome back to legendary and iconic Glen Helen Raceway. It is the Stopwatch National. My name is Jack Rapella from the Racing Jack YouTube channel. Mark Tilley from Dirt Bike Magazine YouTube channel is out there. And we thank all of you for watching on our favorite channel, Motocross Action Magazine. Big thanks to all those folks for covering this today. Really, really appreciate it. As we give you a look at the Troy Lee Designs Stopwatch National results here from Moto number 1. Colt Nichols, unbelievable. Great job by him. Enzo Temmerman and Julian Beaumer, great rides. That's your top 3. And speaking of our own Mr. Mark Tilley, he is on the move, and I do believe Mark Tilley is standing by. Let's send it down to Mark, who's got our race winner, Mr. Colt Nichols.
So, Jack, we're down here on the podium with the first moto winner, Colt Nichols, Twisted Tea, Suzuki. Colt, we were talking about you asserting your dominance out there. Got not only one hole shot, but you got 2 hole shots in one moto, so pretty good there. So take us through your race.
Yeah, it was actually really good. I hope whoever caused the red flag, I hope he's okay. It didn't look good. Ambulance over there, you never like to see that. But I was a little nervous lining back up again. I was like, man, I hope I can pull another start. And luckily I did, got out front. And, yeah, I've never raced a lot of these kids before. They're young as hell, and I'm old as hell. So it was actually pretty fun. Enzo's ripping. He's a really fast, good amateur. And I train with Landon and Revin Gordon. So I'm kind of used to being around some of the amateur kids. But it's cool to line up and race them. And a lot of money on the line, so I didn't want to let that slip away. But that was a good first race. It was really, really fun, and looking forward to Moto 2.
So now, is that what brought you out here? Did you just need gate drops? Is the money what brought you out here? What brought you to Glen Helen the week before the Pro Nationals?
Hell yeah, that money. I'm trying to get paid. I can make more money here than I have racing Supercross all year. So I'm going to do everything I can to try and do good. And also a good little bike test. We go race next weekend. I want to see how the bike's set up and if we need to make any improvements and where we need to do that at. So overall, it's just a good test. And it's good to mix it up with the kids and just get some more gate drops. Man, I love racing, so it's fun.
Well, now, speaking of the money, we have some more money for you right here. We have the crew at ASV bringing in a whole shot award for $400. Now, we tried to talk them into paying you twice for that, but so you're going to make $800. So that's a great thing.
Woohoo! Yeah, nice. We'll take that all day. Yeah, I haven't got a whole shot or won a race in feels like years. So that was that was fun. It's always fun coming out to I guess a little bit more of a local race. This is close for all of us, so it's it's fun. Shout out to Glen Helen for putting this on. It's a cool deal.
All right, well, there you have it. That's the winner of the first moto. We're going to come right back to you, Jack, and then we're going to come back with Enzo Timmerman, the second place rider and amateur in the first moto as well.
Great job, Mark. Great job, Colt. And how cool is that? I was kind of just kidding when I challenged ASV to pay him double. And, man, shout out to our great sponsor, ASV. That's how much they love the sport. They say, hey, Colt, you got 2 hole shots. Here's $800 for you, and he's in line for the big payday today. Did you hear what he said about being able to make more money here than he can in Supercross? And that is why, hello, all of you watching out there live, I know some of you have direct connections to all of our factory racers and factory teams. Tell them, guys, you got to be here on Saturday where the payout will be even more so. And nobody knows that better than second place today, a guy who could certainly win this overall in Moto number 2. Let's send it down to Mark Tilley, who has Enzo Timmerman standing by.
Now, Jack, we're back down here on the podium for the first moto, and we're with Enzo Timmerman. Now, Enzo, a lot of people might not know who you are. I know from watching you ride around here at Glen Helen and being part of the Team Green program. Tell us about what made you come here, because you definitely kept Colt Nichols honest in that first moto.
Yeah, it's a great experience. There's a lot of fast pro guys out here, so getting a good start was key. I did get a good start, started like 4th, was able to come into 2nd right away. And then was able to pace Colt pretty much the whole moto, which was great, and finished 2nd.
Now, you're what we consider an amateur pro, correct? You're not on the full pro circuit or anything like that. You're on the Team Green side of it, and you will do amateur nationals this year as well?
Yes.
Okay, so when do you plan on actually hitting the pro circuit?
We're not sure yet. I'm going to race Paul around 1 as of right now, and then Loretta's in the combines.
Okay, so you can still race an outdoor national and then still go back to, what would that be, the pro sport class?
Yes.
Okay, so with that, what other races are you planning on doing besides Loretta Lynn's and then the pro national?
Probably Mammoth and then probably all the combines.
Okay, so who would you like to thank for helping you get here?
My whole family, my mom and dad, my grandpa, my mechanic rider, everybody at Team Green, Monster Energy, Kawasaki, they're a great crew over there. Ryan Holiday, everybody at Fox, and yeah.
All right, well, congratulations on that 2nd place finish. We look forward to seeing you back for the next race and see if maybe you can dethrone Colt and get that overall and that money.
Yes, sir.
All right, Jack, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mark. And yes, what is that old cliche in motocross that they like to say so often? 2 is as good as a 1 in Moto number 1, and Enzo knows that. So I think we're in for some horsepower theater, in for a very intriguing battle between those 2 and a lot of others as we get set for Moto number 2. What a great day for racing. I'm so happy to be here again. Big thanks goes out to all of our sponsors. Bud Feldkamp, who has got to be one of the most awesome track owners, awesome promoters in the world, for keeping this great place going. It was neat to learn a little bit more about Bud and all the things that he does yesterday, too. And he really said this is his passion. This is his sandbox. And we thank him for letting us play in his sandbox. And another gentleman I know who's happy about this sandbox is 3rd place today, Factory KTM. Mark has got to get the scoop here about this factory rider coming over, the one and only Julian Beaumer. Let's send it down to Mark Tilley.
Okay, Jack, we're down here with 3rd place finisher Julian Beaumer with the Red Bull KTM Factory Racing ride. We just saw you at Supercross this last weekend, not taking any time off. This is the next Thursday after you were going for a championship in that race. What made you want to come out here? Is it the money? Is it the gate drops? What is it?
For me, more just gate drops, trying to feel the bike in a race environment. We got Paula next weekend, so I'm just trying to see what the bike does in a race environment and try to get a little bit of testing out of these 2 motos.
So have you done a lot of outdoor testing, or were you strictly Supercross with that championship coming down the line?
No, I was going back and forth. I was riding outdoors quite a bit, doing some testing the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 weeks. So we got a good idea, and our bike's working good. So I'm going to make a change here before this next one and see how it goes.
Now, how did that moto go for you? Take us through what happened. We saw you come from the back of the pack, maybe middle of the pack, and kind of work your way up.
Yeah, I started probably about 15th, obviously, on a 250, so it's a little bit tough off the start and up the hills. So it took me a little bit to get around some of the 450s, but my riding was good. Fitness is good, so, yeah, we're not worried, ready to go for Moto 2.
Well, and I know that you have Davey Millsaps on your side, helping you train and getting you going and everything like that. Is there anybody else you'd like to thank for getting you here?
Yeah, I'd like to thank my whole team, Red Bull KTM Factory Racing, my mechanic, Austin, Frankie, for coming out. The whole team is amazing, and we have a really good environment. So I'm ready to get after it.
All right, well, good luck in the second moto, and we'll see you back here. All right, Jack, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mark. And it will be a quick turn because in about 45 minutes, give or take a few, we'll be live again with Moto number 2. That is 12:15 out here on the West Coast, 3:15 on the East Coast. If you're watching from a different country, I'm sorry, I can't do math that quick, but just know you want to have your notifications on and be subscribed to Motocross Action Magazine, part of the great High Torque family, because we will be live once again. Thank you guys so much for watching Moto number 1. Go get lunch. Go get something good to eat, good to drink. Take advantage of all those QR codes that I threw up earlier, and we'll be back in about 45 minutes. I'm Jack Corpella for Mark Tilley. We'll see you right back here in Glen Helen in just a short.